Hi guys, welcome back. We're going to do a look today with the Sultry palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I am very excited to use this. So first off, we're going to start off with the Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer, the Photo Focus eyeshadow primer. I'm like on a Wet n Wild kick, and I blame Tati Westbrook for this because she just makes everything Wet n Wild seem like it works really well, which it does. So thanks, Tati. After that, I'm gonna set the primer with the Coty Airspun powder because I couldn't find any other powder to set it with, so I just kind of used that. In the end, I ended up not really liking that, so I wouldn't do it if you guys were recreating this look. I would just leave the primer on or set it with something else. So here we go, the start of the show, the Sultry palette. I'm so excited about this, really excited. I don't know what's up with my nose on that one, but okay. So I'm gonna start off with the Shadow Twig. The shade is just this like cool tone of brown, and I'm just gonna put this all over the crease. Before I went in with this, I did go in with the Milani Shadow by Bella Cafe as like a little transition color. It's just a transition color that I've always liked, and I just tried it out with that. So I'm just blending. Just blending the twig shadow in the crease. That's all I'm really doing right now. I also put in a little bit of fresh, but I decided that it's not what I wanted it to look like, so I stopped. And I think I cut that out, but I did do it in one of the eyes. So I just blend for a really long time. Just continue on blending. Next, I grabbed the shadow Dystopian from the palette. It is just a really dark brown. It's almost black. It reminds me of coffee, like a coffee looking shade. So I'm putting this all over the outer corner, the outer crease as well, but just keeping it, kind of tapping it on there and just blending it into the crease a little bit. I'm just doing that on both eyes. Just grabbing Dystopian and just putting it on the outer corner / outer crease. I was having issues with the way I was sitting. So I grabbed a clean blending brush. I just grabbed, I didn't grab any product. I just am blending everything out to make everything look seamless. I do kind of apologize for it not being super focused. I don't know what is going on with the camera, but I will get all that handled, and hopefully the next few videos will be so much more focused. So I'm grabbing the Instant Age Rewind concealer on my hand, and I am grabbing a concealer brush, and I am gonna cut the lid. This is the first time I attempt to do this, like really do it. So it didn't turn out as bad as I thought it was going to, but it didn't turn out as good either. So I don't know. I didn't love it, I didn't hate it. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just putting that all over the lid. Just putting it all over the lid. I am covering a lot of that shadow that I put on the crease, but that's okay. It ends up looking pretty good. So I just do that for a good few minutes and just try the best. I just didn't really like what happened at the end, like when you kind of get to the outer corner, just kind of didn't look how I was hoping, but you know, you live and you learn. You live and you learn. So next, I'm going to grab the shadow Rose Quartz from the palette, and I'm going to put this all over the inner corner, like the inner part of the lid. Not exactly the inner corner, but just like the inner part. So I am going to stop about a quarter into the eye, I guess, because I'm going to put another shadow after I'm done with this. This shadow is actually really pretty. I really liked it. I'm going to do a whole look with just that shadow, I think, soon. And then next, I grabbed the Shadow Cyber from the palette, and I put it right next to Rose Quartz. and I just kind of blend them together, but I'm just using a packing brush. And now I grab the shadow Cinder from the palette and I put it on the very end, really close to Dystopian because that is like a darker shimmery shade. And then I just went back in, put a little bit more of Cyborg, and just kind of work them in together. Just making sure everything looks pretty good and seamless and just looks good. And a little bit more of rose squirts because I think it lost a little bit of its pigment, so I just kind of kept going back and forth with those shadows for a little while, as you'll see throughout the video. Now I'm just blending it out, making sure everything looks good and none of those shimmery shades went too far up on the crease. And I did grab a little bit more of Dystopian as well, just to make sure that Cinder and Dystopian were kind of blending pretty good. On this eye, it didn't look like they did blend too well, but on the other eye, they did a lot better. And I think I did a little better job of cutting the lid. So now I'm gonna do a little bit of liner. Again, I'm using that nano liner by like Absolute New York makeup brand. Like I said, it's really easy to use this little liner. It's just very easy, but I need to get a new one, so hopefully next time I have a new little eyeliner. So I'm just doing that. I'm just making a wing. The wing is pretty dramatic. I didn't want it to be pretty dramatic because this look just seemed like a little bit dramatic, very sparkly. So I did make the wing pretty dramatic. I did do something to the inner corner because I watched a video and they did that, and I honestly ended up hating it. So I didn't do it on the other eye, and I ended up taking it off on this side. So if you can see, it looks kind of weird on the inner corner. That's gonna come off in just a minute. Now I did put on some Ardell lashes. They're just the natural wispies. I cut them a little bit, make sure they fit my eye, and put them in the middle towards the outer edge. And they looked really good, a lot better than if you leave them the size that they come in. So they looked really good. I also put some mascara on. I cut that out because it was like too much. I went way too much on there. So I put some of my handy dandy Lash Paradise mascara on. And then I did the same thing to the other eye. So next I'm gonna do my foundation. I'm using the Wet n Wild foundation in the shade Soft Ivory and Golden Beige, and I'm just mixing them together. I did prime the face before I started doing my eyes, so the face is primed already. I'm using a brush to blend out my foundation. I just felt like I needed a little bit more coverage, and sometimes my beauty blender does not give me my beauty sponge doesn't give me as much of a coverage that I needed for today. So I'm just using a brush. It looked really good, it didn't look streaky. I really do love this foundation. And I'm just blending it out and just making sure everything looks good and seamless. So I'm still just blending, guys. I should have cut this out a little bit, but you know what? Just watch me blend. Okay, so now I'm going to use the same Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser for my under eyes. And I did kind of go a little crazy on the under eye there. But I grabbed a beauty sponge and just blended it all out. And like I said before, I have no idea what the shade of this is. It just says neutralizer at the bottom, so I have no idea what shade it is. I'm sure it was in the package. I'm sure. So I'm just blending everything out, and then I am gonna set everything with my air spun powder and just with the same beauty blender, just putting it down there to bake a little tiny bit. And just do the same to the other parts that I put the concealer on the face. So now I'm just kind of, like I said, I didn't really want to bake. I just wanted to have a little bit extra oomph. Now I'm going to grab my Wet n Wild contour stick and just cream contour a little bit. And just blend all this out. Put some on your temples and your forehead and all that good stuff. Like I said, again, I will work on this focusing. I think this is like the worst part, so sorry about that. Again, I also think it was the window behind. It was way too bright in Glendale today. So I don't know. It might have been the window that was messing with my focus. Now I'm just blending it all out with a beauty blender. Beauty sponge. It's not a beauty blender, sorry. Smile. So now I'm going to use my Kat Von D contour palette, the Shade and Light palette. And I'm going to use the shade Subconscious. And I'm going to carve out those cheekbones and, of course, grab some product and then tap it out. And I also kind of tap it on my hand to not have too much, because sometimes with this palette you can take it a little far. So just make sure that you grab it, tap it out, and dab it somewhere and then go in, because you can always add more, but it's really hard to take stuff off. So I actually think this is the worst focusing. I don't know, the whole video was just out of control today, but I'm working on it, guys. So now I'm gonna grab the shade Levitation. I don't know how to say it, that's a weird name. But it is the shade right above Subconscious. And I'm just kind of making a little and carving out those cheekbones, making sure that it looks nice and clean and titty. I am going to blend that out later in the video. So now for the eyebrows, I am again using my Wet n Wild eyebrow pencil. And I like this pencil, but I'm going to say this. I will never do my eyes first before my foundation. I think there was like somebody making really weird noises outside, so that's why I was like freaking out. But anyways, I'm not going to use my eye looks before my foundation ever again, because I just don't like the way I do my eyebrows. I like doing my brows before I do my eye look so I can like conceal it, and it just didn't work. I didn't like it, so never doing that again. So I'm just drawing on my brows and smiling. And I did cut out the other eyebrow from the video, because like I've said, I don't like doing brows. Brows are hard. Brows are time consuming. Okay, next I am going to grab the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder in the shade Precious Petals, and I'm going to highlight the brow bone with this. And a little pencil brush, and just highlight the brow bone and make sure that you're blending it. Make sure that you blend it in and make sure that it doesn't look weird, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I'm going to do that under the lower lash line. I'm grabbing the shade Twig on a small pencil brush, and I'm just blending it out on the outer edge and kind of working it in towards the middle. Not all the way in, but just almost like 3/4 in. And just blend it out and just grab a little bit more product and just blend it out until you like how it looks. I did grab a little bit of the rose quartz and put it in the outer edge as well. So I don't know why I cut that out. And then now I grabbed my Lash Paradise and just did my lower lash line. My lower lashes. Now I'm just blending that powder that I put in out and blending out that contour so everything looks good and blended. I'm going to grab the blush by Milani in Luminoso and just putting it on the apples of the cheeks and blending it out. This is a very clean brush and is the only blush that I put on today. I'm grabbing that same Wet n Wild Precious Petals highlight and putting it above the cheekbones and giving me that nice little glow. Nice glow. I am also going to put it on the nose and on the Cupid's bow. Now I have two lipsticks. Wait a minute. I bought these two lipsticks because I want to do a really cool tone look. And they are the worst lipsticks. They're by Rimmel. And they're like, they're just bad. So I hated them. I didn't use them. I don't know. I hated those lipsticks so much. So I'm just using a lipstick. I think I got this from Amazon, like a big pack of liquid lipsticks. They're not bad lipsticks, but they're not like Kat Von D. They look like Kat Von D, but they're not. It looked really, really pretty. They're a little grady and kind of meh. They kind of just brand, but they look good. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe. This is the final look with the Sultry palette. I will do some more looks with this palette just so I want them to be better. But this is the final look. I hope you guys liked it. I also promise that the focus is going to get a lot better as we go on. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe and leave some comments down below of what you guys want to see. Thank you. Bye.